ain't did that, bro. That's the only thing we ain't did, bro. We ain't did that, bro.
Can I have the floor? They having GOAT debates like I don't rap no more.
Before the world knew him as Nipsey Hussle, before the Grammy nominations, before Victory Lap, before the marathon clothing, before millions of people knew his name, there was just a young man from South Los Angeles named Ermias Asghedom. And this is where the marathon began.
Hey, sorry for that break in the wall there, TakeOver fam. Just a quick backstory real quick on how I actually found out about Nipsey. Unfortunately, quite a few people didn't find out about him until after he passed. I was watching a movie in like 2014 on Netflix called Caged Animal, aka Wrath of Cain, starring Ving Rhames and Gilly the Kid. Nipsey was in this movie. He actually played Ving Rhames' son. I think his name was Ricky in the movie. And I don't know why, but maybe because I was blazed, I thought he kind of looked like Snoop, and I looked him up. Well, the first thing I heard was the Marathon mixtape. I was hooked instantly. Bro's music was fire. So yeah, just a little quick backstory, and we'll get back to the video. Thank you guys.
Nipsey was born in Los Angeles in 1985 and grew up in the Crenshaw district of South Los Angeles. Crenshaw and Slauson weren't just locations he mentioned in his music. They were home. They were the streets that shaped his perspective, his struggles, his ambitions, and eventually, his vision. As a teenager, Nipsey became serious about music, but getting into a recording studio wasn't always easy. His mother helped him find a free recording program at Watts Towers, and Nipsey would make a long commute from Crenshaw to Watts to work on his music. Hours of traveling just for the opportunity to record. That's an important part of the Nipsey Hussle story, because before there was a movement, there was work. Before there was the marathon, there was the grind. And Nipsey's story wasn't simply about escaping his neighborhood. He was shaped by it. He would later become very open about the realities of growing up around gang culture and violence in South Los Angeles. But his story didn't end there. In 2004, at just 19 years old, Nipsey traveled to his father's homeland of Eritrea. He stayed there for 3 months, and that trip would change his perspective. For the first time, he experienced a place where people who looked like him were in control of their own country. He came back to Los Angeles seeing his world differently. The possibilities suddenly seemed bigger than the blocks he had grown up around, and that change in perspective would become one of the foundations of the man he eventually became. Then came the music. In 2005, Nipsey released his first mixtape, Slauson Boy Vol. He was putting his identity directly into the music. Mixtape after mixtape, he was building a following the old-fashioned way. Nipsey kept building. One listener, one CD, one show, one opportunity at a time. He wasn't an overnight sensation. The rapper was becoming an entrepreneur, and eventually, something bigger started taking shape. The artist was becoming a businessman, and the young man from Crenshaw was beginning to realize something that would define the rest of his life. Success wasn't just about getting out. It was about coming home to something better. That idea would eventually become the marathon, because before Nipsey Hussle became the businessman, before he became the community builder, before Victory Lap, before the world finally caught up, there was a young man from Crenshaw who simply refused to stop working.